All right. My bad, everybody. I saw I tried something different and it just, I already knew that, the microphone was messed up on my phone, but I was just trying as a last hope to try to get it going. So I had a special guest that I had planned on having live on my channel today. And I had my laptop that I'm using and also have my phone that I've used before. All the lives I've ever done that were really good, I was using my phone. And then for whatever reason, over time, something happened with the microphone in my phone when I'm doing lives. And so I converted over to a laptop. I said, all right, I'm going to do my lives on the laptop. And so apparently I can do lives fine on a laptop. Shouldn't be any issues with sound. But for the laptop, I can't do a dual host. I can't share my screen and share it with another person and bring them on live. And that was what hindered me. And so once I couldn't do that, I said, well, let me just try the cell phone just to see if it works. It didn't work. It didn't work. So ran into a hurdle today. But that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a new phone. And then we'll be back to doing lives on my phone. I'm going to update my iPhone. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to update my iPhone. But until then, man, y'all, I was really looking forward to bringing this guy. Let me just kind of re-explain who he is and why I was excited about him. He is a person that is in my private Discord group. He's been there the entire time and just, listening in, but never really contributing to the conversation, just listening. And he's done that, for months until we've gotten into business together and had to have opportunity to call him on the phone. Anyway, you never know who's watching you, right? You never know who's watching you. And so come to find out, one of our Zoom community members is an employee for a company that's a subsidiary of Berkshire and Hathaway. So he has connections that we don't, right? He's met Warren Buffett 3 times. He's told me this man has been on some golf courses with some elites while certain deals were going down and things of that nature. Just, in retrospect of what he does for a living, he has information and certain knowledge we don't. And I was explaining to people, this man knows what XRP is, and he blew me away with some of the things he had to share about XRP and other things. And so, guys, I'm going to definitely have him on. But he's in our Zoom groups. And until I get my live stuff straight, he's in our Zoom groups. And if you ever want to come through, ask questions, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if he's in the room, answering certain questions, because he loves talking about these things. We can get on the phone and mess around and, be on the phone for a while, because we both understand where this world is headed. And when you have somebody who has just access to information that you don't, it blows you away when it confirms the things that you've already researched, right? And so, with that said, I'm going to bring to you guys something I want to read to you guys. And I saw a post on X today, and his name is John Squire, however you pronounce it. But I'm going to read this post because I find this very interesting. It's dealing with the SEC lawsuit and Swift possibly partnering with Ripple. Now, before I get into this, we already know what's going to happen. We already know XRP, all the volume in Swift. We know that's coming to the XRP ledger. May not be 100%, but we know XRP is going to have a significant piece of this pie, this volume that needs to transact through Swift, right? We know that. But now we have some evidence of a possible announcement from Swift. And so we're going to get into that. I'm just going to read this post because it's pretty good. So on X, John Squire is Squire, if you want to follow him. But he says April 16th and April 21st could become the 2 most important dates in XRP's history. And I'm not saying this for hype. I'm saying it because of context, data, and a narrative that's been building for years. Let's start with April 16th. It's the deadline for Ripple to submit its final response to the SEC. After more than 3 years of legal battle, this document could mark the end of the case, or at least the beginning of the final chapter, a lawsuit that hasn't just showed XRP's growth in the US, but has shaped the entire regulatory conversation in the crypto world. If Ripple wins, and many signs suggest that it has a strong case, XRP would be free to operate legally and openly in the largest financial market in the world. That wouldn't just be a legal win, it would be a global signal. XRP is no longer a chased crypto, but a legally backed digital asset. One thing I have to say about that, when it comes to April 16th with Ripple's filing, in my understanding, that contradicts what James K. Filan actually said. And I'm going to read what James K. Filan said. He posted about 5 days ago, and he said the parties have filed a joint motion to hold the appeal in abeyance based on the parties' agreement to settle. The settlement is awaiting commission approval. No brief will be filed on April 16th. Okay, and the only thing that was due on April 16th, I'm pulling up the paperwork that he posted. On January 31st, 2025, this court issued scheduling orders establishing April 16th, 2025 as the deadline for Ripple's response and opening brief. And so since James K. Filan said there will not be a need for any filing on April 16th because of the settlement. So what we are waiting on, it appears to be a response from Judge Torres lifting that injunction. So everything he's saying is still, when it comes, the point of what he's talking about as far as where we're going is definitely on point. I agree with, but I'm not looking at April 16th as any significant date because Ripple doesn't have anything to file, according to what I understand. All right, but here is the title of the video. Now on April 21st, in recent weeks, several influential voices have pointed to a possible announcement from Swift. It could be the official confirmation that XRP through Ripple will become part of Swift's global payment infrastructure used by over 11,000 financial institutions worldwide. In 2023, Ripple already participated in interoperability pilot programs led by Swift. More recently, Swift published a report discussing the integration of distributed ledger technology. Ripple was on that list. XRP was part of that conversation. I've covered that on my channel, right? So it is just coincidence that both dates are so close. Well, again, April 16th, nothing to really look forward to. However, if there is an announcement, any announcement by Swift that they are partnering with Ripple, and dare they say anything about XRP, that's the type of announcement that the price I would expect retail to jump on. Not saying they would. I'm just saying I would expect they probably would. Well, let me keep reading. I don't think so, he says. It looks more like a carefully coordinated strategy to close one chapter and open another, from outlawed to essential. Now, this is the part I agree with. From outlawed to essential, from restricted asset to global infrastructure, from troubled crypto to liquidity backbone. If the lawsuit ends on the 16th, or if we hear from Judge Torres on the 16th, that would be great, right? But we're not expecting that until June, but we'll see. I've been wrong on many predictions before, right? We don't know. But if the lawsuit ends on the 16th or whatever it ends, and Swift confirms the integration on the 21st, XRP's narrative shifts from defensive to fully offensive, from survival to dominance. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Rumors don't always materialize. But if you've been in this space long enough, you know the biggest waves form long before they break. And this feels like one building right in front of us. I agree to that. One of these days, we're going to hear the announcement that we've been waiting for. It's 2025, man. And these things that we've been talking about, these things that we've been studying, these things the entire community as a whole have been uncovering. It is just a treasure trove of so many details. And it's like, okay, we can literally see these things. These things are literally about to happen. The global stage has been set, right? The chess pieces are in order. And this global infrastructure, this whole financial system is about to run on new rails, man. It's about to run on new rails. Anybody that can't see that, man. But anyway, I'm going to finish reading what he said. He said, "This is not financial advice. It's just an opinion based on facts, context, and over 5 years of following this story. Do your own research, but don't take your eyes off April." Listen, what do I think about April? That would be great if there was an announcement by Swift in April. Do I think it's going to happen? I hope so. I don't know. I have no idea. Am I looking forward to it? Not even a little bit. It's not something I have on my radar. Just, tomorrow's April, it's almost April 21st. Is the announcement coming? No. No, and no again. All right. That's not my thought process on this. However, someone does think that this type of thing is important to look at based on their sources. And so I just wanted to cover that. All right. Just wanted to cover that. So I'm going to rock with you guys in the comments for a little bit. I appreciate you guys for being here. We got Henry Brown in the place. What's going on? You know what? I've been seeing a lot of XRP, excuse me, not XRP. I've been seeing a lot of 589s. Like every license plate I look at, like when I'm driving, like throughout the day, I'll see. You're okay. You good. When I'm driving throughout the day, I'll see a 589. I'll see a 589. Hey, Sanaya, you doing okay? And so I'm seeing it all over the place. And every time I see it, I'm like, what the what? What the what? I'm always seeing that. Every day I see a 589 on somebody's license plate. Henry Brown, I appreciate the super chat, my guy. 10% of Swift for XRP Eleanor on X. I think we're looking at $28 to $50. I think that'd be great. That would be wonderful. Blessings to you, Miss Innocent. She's in the Discord group. How you doing? We'll be seeing you later on this evening. Colin Burt in Scotland. We got Scotland in the building. It's great to see you up in here. Goody Peeps, what's going on? What's going on, Goody Peeps? That's my dear friend. I'm glad you're on. I forgot your name, so thanks for the reminder. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, Disco R1, my guy, back in the building. What's going on, my brother? Thanks for coming through. Ed on Mars, how you doing? What's happening? Nathaniel Roosevelt, the regular, back again. What's going on? Danny-ator, he said, it found the old combination lock from my grandfather. Guess the 3 numbers. Get out of here. That's crazy. No way. No way, bro. No way. That's for real. That's incredible. That is literally incredible. Oh my God, that's incredible. That is crazy. I am Jemai. What's going on in Sacramento? How's the weather out there? I bet it's really nice. It's starting to get hot here in Dallas. We were complaining about the cold. Now we're about to be complaining about the heat. It's always something to complain about with Dallas weather. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to hold you guys long. I got to get ready for my Discord group tonight. If you would like to join the private Discord group, come on now. Come fellowship, man. We got a great group of people. It's a family of believers. We are invested with our time, our energy, and our resources. And we want to use those things for the upliftment of God's kingdom. So that's the purpose of the group. And we learn about crypto, and we learn about things that, the public doesn't have access to. And so I want to invite you to come on in the room. The link is in the description if you would like to join the private Discord group. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next live and look forward to me updating you guys when I'm going to bring Mr. Kadeem to a live video. All right, you guys, y'all have a good one, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.